Hi guys, it's Dr. Cody Dukes here and I'm back with another video. Now if you will please just take a moment and go ahead and like this video and subscribe to this channel. I would greatly appreciate it. It'll help me get noticed in the algorithm and it'll also help me to continue to make content for you guys. Now one of my favorite authors, Stephen Covey, wrote in his book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, extensively about being proactive, about this ability that we have as humans to choose. In fact, if you think about it, our ability to choose is one of the few things that makes us distinct from all other creatures on this earth. The ability to feel one way, to instinctively think to do one thing, but then the ability to think through and make a totally different decision. For example, if I put a hot dog in front of a dog and then throw it out the window, no matter whether or not it wants to chase the hot dog or not, or go outside or whatever, it's going to chase it. Why? Because its instincts rule it. But if you put a hot dog in front of me and I could be extremely hungry, on the verge of starvation, if you throw it out the window, I can think, do I feel like going outside to get this hot dog? Plus it's on the ground now. Ugh. Don't know if I want to eat it, and plus it's a hot dog. Nonetheless, I just say I don't eat hot dogs right now, but I'm just saying. But my point is this, is that we as humans, we get to think through decisions. We have the ability to choose. And I think that this ability is one of the many, but most important skills that we, especially as men, lack in the world today. It's a big talking point of women in pop culture and even here on YouTube, that men don't feel enough, that their emotions are too repressed and they're too oppressed by other men into believing that they can't show emotion. But if you ask me, it's quite the opposite. One of the biggest issues we have is that men are too emotional. We lead too much with our emotions. We don't filter enough through our ability to think. For example, if I'm a young man and I wake up on Monday and don't feel like going to work, I will then say, you know what? I don't need that job. I'll quit. Not thinking about the fact that if I don't have that paycheck, how will I feed myself? If I get angry at something that happens, I might just inherently punch a hole in the wall, not thinking that it's going to cost money to fix that hole. That's if I don't break my hand, because if that's the case, it might cost money to fix my hand. But I work out, so that wall ain't going to see me coming. But really, not thinking about the outcomes of what would happen. Or maybe I don't like the woman that I got pregnant. And if I really don't like her, I might make a stupid decision like deciding not to take care of my child. These are all things that could be solved by us as men and people in general, filtering our feelings, filtering the information that we bring in through our brains, through our ability to think and choose. And I think if we did that, you would see a lot of issues go away. The number of men that are in jail for violent crimes, if they were able to actually control their anger, if they were able to filter their feelings of anger through thought and logic and say, you know what, I'm really angry, but if I lash out right now, I could end up in jail, or I could kill someone, or I could cause some type of damage that's going to cost me money. Like, if we really thought about the outcomes to things, we wouldn't move so hastily. Oh man, everybody's going to college. I'm going to go too, but I really hate school. So I'll just go here filtering the idea of college through my feelings and not through my logic about how much money I'm going to waste. And before you know it, I've racked up thousands of dollars in debt and no discernible skill to be able to pay it back. The whole point here is that we have to work on exercising our ability to choose in place of feeling our way through everything. Many of us, most of us, I would say one of our favorite things to say or think is, I don't feel like it. Yeah, you don't feel like it. But part of being a man is doing things that you don't feel like. Is when you're extremely tired and still getting up and going to work. Is when you're exhausted and beat, but still getting up and doing something that your wife wants you to do. You being busy and not really having time on your schedule, but still making it to your kids', I don't know, basketball game. So much of us maturing is learning to be able to filter through our feelings and to think logically about what needs to be done for us to get where we need to go. I often think about LeBron James with this, because you can't tell me that LeBron James likes Lance Stephenson. You can't convince me. A grown man can't blow in my ear on national television and think that we're gonna be cool. I mean, I may forgive him eventually, but I'm just saying, don't think I'm finna help you in your career. Or a grown man can't be on national television untying my shoes during a game. I think Lance might have did that. And think we're gonna be cool. Like, I watched too many Miami Heat and Indiana Pacers series to believe that LeBron James likes Lance Stephenson. But a few years back, when LeBron James was on the Los Angeles Lakers, and he probably had all the ability to veto any additions to the roster, when Lance Stephenson came looking for a job, LeBron did not stop the Lakers from signing him. And in fact, when Lance got on the team, LeBron embraced him. Not because LeBron all of a sudden liked a guy who he probably couldn't stand years before, but because LeBron was able to filter his dislike for that guy through his logic and said, can this guy help us win? And if so, I'm going to put up with the fact that I don't like him to get to a greater goal, which is winning a championship. So here's my question to you. What is the thing that you dislike doing? What is the thing that, I think the Bible says it like this. The Bible says that for the joy set before him, talking about Jesus, he endured the cross while despising its shame. Meaning that Jesus despised what was happening to him on the cross. Yet he stayed on the cross because there was something greater that he could see out of getting on the cross that he despised. So my question is, what is the thing that you really just dislike doing, but you can really look at and say that if I can go through it, I know that I can get to something greater? A lot of us love sleep and despise losing sleep. But if I told you today that if you lost 3 or 4 hours of sleep every night, that you could be a millionaire tomorrow, would you do it? A lot of us don't like studying, right? It's boring. Time passes by the rate of a turtle. But if I told you that if you commit an extra 3 hours a day to studying today, that you could have that job that you've dreamed about tomorrow, would you do it? I'm just asking you, identify the thing that you despise, that you don't like doing, that you know if you did it could help you be better tomorrow than you are today. I'm going to ask you to comment that below. And then I want you to work on this next week by doing that thing. Maybe not 3 hours a day, but maybe just 10, 15 minutes a day. Build your endurance up. And while you're at it, please like the video if you haven't already. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And keep coming back. We'll keep knocking out the videos. Thanks, guys.